Alright, gentlemen. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while for you guys. I've been meaning to show you guys a little bit about what it's like to land in terrible visibility in some of the procedures that we use. So I concocted a little flight that I think is going to be pretty cool. It is going to be from Martha's Vineyard, New York, which I visited during my commercial pilot training and during my instrument training, all the way to a place called Farmingdale, New York, which is where a lot of business jets land. We're not going to be flying their VFR. That's the whole point of today. We're going to be flying their IFR using low altitude airways. And we are going to be shooting the RNAV 32. RNAV meaning air navigation, which at least in modern times really means GPS, for runway 32 or 320 degrees magnetic. Okay, we're going to work on weather in a minute. Weight and balance, I'm not going to go into this, but it seems to be about 40% fuel, so a good margin for what we have to do today. And flight conditions, so I already kind of thought about this ahead of time. I want to come out of the clouds and have the runway right in front of my face at the last minute. Okay, so there we go. We have an overcast layer, and out here we have some rain. It's a bit too much rain. I'll wind it back and I'll throw in some lightning just to make it cinematic and all. Seems about right. Fly. Actually, hold on. Is it in real time? Because I would like to use time. Yes, I do want real time. I do not want real weather. Okay, cool. So we're lined up on the runway at 2307 Zulu. We're probably going to land pretty close to midnight Zulu. Actually, no, it's probably going to be like 20 minutes. We'll see.
Vineyard Tower, Daughter, November 277 Juliet Bravo at runway 24 ready for departure IFR.
Okay. I have my Xbox controller here, ready for departure.
277 Juliet Bravo, altimeter 29er, decimal 9er 2, wind 284 at 10. Cleared for takeoff, runway 24.
Okay, clear for takeoff.
Cleared
I
for
heard
takeoff, runway
277 Juliet Bravo.
277 Juliet Bravo.
Okay, cool. Here we are with the parking brake engaged. Alright, so yeah, take a look outside. Looks nasty out there. However, we will be perfectly fine. Let me just go ahead and set up the systems here before departure. Ideally, of course, we would do it on the taxiway over there on those blue lights, but I am lazy. We're going to go up to 14,000 feet today. And I think ATC might be yelling at us, but I'm going to ignore them because they don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm going to make this screen full size, so MFD. Multi-function display. There was a screen here, yeah, map settings. Full. Yes, I don't want that side of the screen because I already have it out there, so it's kind of pointless. And real nasty out here, huh? Okay, cool. I'm just going to zoom out. There, that's good enough. Okay, cool. So we're going to 14,000 feet. And, yeah, I think that's all she wrote. Let's see, I have our light here. Parking brake. Cool. Yep, parking brake is off. Winds are from my right. Yep, that's why the airplane's turning left. Okay, full power. Rudder to counteract. I can still see the center line. And I'm looking for something approaching 80 knots. We have flaps 10 selected. – 70 knots. 80 knots. And she's airborne. Oh. Alright, it's nasty out here.
Dollar 7 Juliet Bravo contact Boston departure on 133.75. Good day.
13375, Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo.
133.75, Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo. Goodbye.
Okay.
Boston departure Dahar November 277 Juliet Bravo is passing 1,100 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Dahar November 277 Juliet Bravo Boston departure altimeter 29.9
Nav
radar
mode
contact continue
on.
to be ENT.
Autopilot on. Autopilot failed. What's happening here? Why is my airplane wanting to turn to the left? That's not accurate. Even if it was high winds, they would push my nose. They wouldn't just turn me in a roll. So something here is messing with my airplane. Was that, for some reason, the game likes to get stuck on the rudders. Well, that's a new issue. Oh, we already came all this way. I'm not resetting this. Okay, cool. So we're trying to get back on course. Let's see with that orange diamond. Sorry, that purple diamond. Yeah, I see it there. So yeah, we're on track to get back on course. Okay, cool. So we're going to go to nav mode, which seems to already be engaged. We're going to flight level change. And autopilot on. So what I have just told the autopilot system to do is it is going to follow the speed at which I selected the flight level change mode. So it was like 161. So now it is going to climb, changing pitch at 160 knots or so. Yeah, 158 it says at the top of the speed tape there. So that would be that number just there. Okay, and I've told it to follow my navigation computer, which is the thing we made at the beginning of the flight. So we are good to go. Now what you're going to see is this speed is going to stay pretty much steady, and the pitch angle here and the vertical speed are going to change all the way up to our cruising altitude of 14,000 feet. And I have my iPad in front of me with supplementary information on this flight. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to bring us to menu. There you go. Okay, we're expecting a turn here. Yes, turn right to 272. Okay, something like a 50-degree turn. Yep, there she goes. And you know what? Now that we're in cruise, let's just have a good time. So I'm going to play some of my favorite music out here. Hopefully you guys have the same opinion. Now if you look out there, this is what I was trying to tell you guys. You can't see nothing. Even if I come out of the cockpit. Only thing I see out there is me and my lights. You know, there's actually a provision where even the lights that are required, you can turn them off in the cloud if the reflection of the cloud actually becomes a safety issue.
Boston Center on 128.75.
Boston Center 128.75, Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo.
Going to 128.75 Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo. Boston Center Dahar November 277 Juliet Bravo is passing 8,800 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Dahar November 277 Juliet Bravo Boston Center altimeter 29.9 radar contact. Continue to new.
I think this song was intended for San Francisco Bay, but it seems like now we're headed to New York Bay. Actually, no, we're not going to do the Skyline Tour, which would be coming up to Hudson, but it's pretty out there. We'll be able to see maybe something once we get above the cloud layer, which should be soon here.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet, Daher 7 Juliet Bravo.
This is what I was telling you guys, that ATC doesn't know what they're doing. 13,000 feet doesn't make sense at these altitudes and directions, because the law says from 0 to 179 odd thousands, and as you can see I'm 279, so it's 180 to 359 even thousands. So 13,000 doesn't make sense, but 14,000 does. Of course, ATC can do what they want, but I don't trust AI ATC. So screw them, I'm gonna ignore whatever they said. Cool, so now we're just en route to our flight. Expecting to land at Farmingdale, New York. Okay, so now let's take a look at how far we have to go. I can of course give you guys the math, but visualizing it is the best part usually. Now, level of detail may be too high, so I'm going to try to take off that cloud layer. Let's see, the message has kind of been understood. Maybe we... Yeah, I'm going to turn that down. There you go. We already know that it's terrible everywhere, so there's no need to just be blinded by it. Ooh, it's a good one. And I'm gonna wind the engine down to 85, and from here on, we're just kind of chilling for a while.
You are 1,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 13,000 feet altimeter 29.902.
Unable
Descend
due
and
to the
maintain
fact that you
13,000
suck at
feet,
knowing the
Daher
laws.
7 Juliet Bravo.
Daher 7 Juliet Bravo. And Juliet Bravo is of course JetBlue. Yeah.
Daher 7 Juliet Bravo, contact Boston Center on 124.
I don't know if I'll edit this. At least for me, I think it's kind of fun watching all the details, but I'll leave that to you guys to just kind of skip through it.
Goodbye. Boston Center Daher November 277 Juliet Bravo is passing 14,000 feet, descending 13,000 feet.
Daher November 277 Juliet Bravo, Boston Center altimeter 29.9.
And yeah, I'll see if I can figure out a way to throw in an image there of the plate we're going to use. Yeah, because we're going to be using RNAV 32 KFRG, which is K is Continental United States, FRG is the code for Farmingdale, New York. Like JFK, 3-letter code for the airport, same thing. I guess it'll be an early bird. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start setting up the radios when we start coming down to land. Okay, we went to the other radio. Now we're gonna put in, let's see, ground is 1216, and I'll throw in clearance out there too. Clearance is, well, actually no, clearance is probably not. So I'll probably use Unicom, is more realistic. 122.905. Unicom is the people we call up to order fuel. And yeah, I'll have ground up top, and I'll punch us back. I'll start changing up frequencies out here as we get a little bit closer. I'm gonna throw in weather and approach frequency. Right now we're just kind of chilling, because you can see here we have the distance ring, 50 nautical miles, and I know from Orcha to China, it's about 40 nautical miles. So we have roughly 100 change to go, which at these cruising speeds looks to me 20 minutes or so. And let's confirm here, we took off at 23:07 maybe? So it's been 13 minutes airborne. And according at least to the landing here, which is the purple number on the right side of the screen here, seems like we have another 26 to go. Negative 7 Julia Bravo, you suck. Anyway, but yeah, so here's something cool. So this screen is called a multi-function display because, well, we can make it do anything. Like you can see, I can go in here and I can just punch and stuff all day long. This one is called the PFD, primary flight display, which just holds your, primary information, airspeed, altitude, heading, and here we go. So bank scale, pitch ladder, and everything else is just a cool gimmick. And are we above the clouds? Nah, I think we're still on it.
1 Romeo Foxtrot climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots.
I mean, I could start turning off lights, but I don't think that's a safety issue right now. I don't see any reflection. Again, unable Dahar 7 Julia Bravo, suck.
11,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Generic 1 Romeo Foxtrot.
Ooh. No, wrong mood, but good song though. Ooh, that's even worse.
Brickyard 5809er, descend and maintain 13,000 feet. United 1735, descend and maintain 12,000.
Oh, that's a good one.
1171 heavy, descend and maintain flight level 290.
And I'm going to be getting some pizza soon. Well, this thing is just kind of going along doing its thing.
Descend and maintain flight level 290, Spirit Wings 1171 heavy. Brickyard 5809er, descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Brickyard 5809er, descend and maintain 12,000 feet. United 1735, descend and maintain 11,000. Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet.
I'm literally enjoying the life of a captain. You know, he takes off, gets to cruise, and just starts chowing away, flirting with some flight attendant. Good life, man. I just got some pizza.
Wiggins Airways 7401, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet, Wiggins Airways 7401. United 17, Brickyard 5809er, descend and maintain 11,000 feet. JetBlue 269er, descend and maintain flight level 340. Spirit Wings 1171 heavy, descend and maintain flight level 220. Dahar 7 Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet. Descend and maintain flight level 220 Spirit Wings, 1171 Heavy. Generic 1 Romeo Foxtrot climb and maintain flight level 180. Climb and maintain flight level 180 generic 1 Romeo Foxtrot. Daughter 7 Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet. Daughter 7 Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet. Off-plan 880 and maintain flight level 330. Generic 1 Romeo Foxtrot climb and maintain flight level 330. Climb and maintain flight level 330. Generic 1 Romeo Foxtrot. Daughter 7 Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet. Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet. We can await 74011. You are 380 above your assigned altitude. Descend Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Altimeter 9.92. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Wigan Airways 7401.
Okay, I'm back. And let me tell you, that pizza is delicious. I had 2 slices. And I'm sorry about playing photograph twice, but I was kind of busy with my hands there. Okay, now we have to start thinking about descending here.
Juliet Bravo, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet.
Pretty much right over Orcha, which, as you can see, I'm going to point it out to you guys, 8 miles, right here. We have to begin descending. And I'll show you guys how to descend. So, you take your altitude to lose, which is your current altitude, and you subtract the altitude you're going to end up at in thousands of feet. So for me, that would be, I have to descend to 2,000 feet, and I'm at 14. So it's 14 minus 2, 12 times 3, 36. So 36 miles prior to my desired point, I have to begin a descent. Which again, to me, means right over Orcha. And how fast you descend? Well, that would actually, there's a few ways to do it. There is the way I like to do it, which is to hold a 3-degree descent. You take your ground speed, you multiply it by 10, and divide by 2. So that would be 200, and that's ground speed. So see here, GS 243. I had a 0, so 2,400 divided by 2, 1,200. So that I'll set that as my vertical speed, or the rate at which I descend. And we're just about to, actually I should probably set it up and just execute it right over the point.
Generic 8, Mike Charlie climb and maintain flight level 190. Boston Center, American 2338, flight level 220. American 2338, Boston Center radar, contact continue to Hotel Tango Oscar. Daughter 7, Juliet Bravo, you are 53 miles east. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNAV runway tree 2 approach via SHYNA transition. Clear to SHYNA. Delta 2339er.
Okay, so 6,000 feet, 210. Clear to China. ILS, sorry, RNAV 32, Dahar 277, Juliet Bravo. Okay, cool, so I think we're just past our point. Vertical navigation. There she goes, and VSI, and down. She goes.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Come on, let me select it. There she goes. And down. No, I'll throw myself some margin. I'll put it down to 14, so I'm there a little bit early. And remember, it lasted 210, so I have to bring back the power so that speed doesn't accelerate.
Daughter 7, Juliet Bravo, contact Boston Center on 124.
Oh, and here's a way to know. You see that magenta line that develops? That's the trend line. It tells me where the speed is going and how fast. I don't know if there's an exact metric to it, but that's what I know.
Boston Center, Daher, November 277,
Okay, cool. So now let's start listening to the weather. It is a radio broadcast on. I'm gonna go down. Yeah, I want to come down here. So I'm gonna go boop, and I'm gonna set you up because you're gonna be used the least. 1, 2, 6, 6, 5. Oh boy, yeah, that's gotta go. That has got to go. Enter. Transfer. Now we should be listening to it. There she goes.
Kilo 2300 Zulu. Wind 283 at 10. Visibility 9er in heavy rain. Sky condition ceiling 1,700 feet broken. Temperature 15. Dew point 1 tree. Altimeter 29er, decimal 9er 2. Visual runway tree 2 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 2. IFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Kilo.
Okay, so information Kilo. The big thing that we need is the visibility.
Republic Airport information.
Yeah,
Kilo,
and the
23
visibility
0
here
0
is
Zulu.
9 miles. I only need 3/4 of a mile. So as far as I see here, we are good to go. Ceilings are excellent. So we are plenty safe here. So I'm going to punch that out. Cool. So now I'm going to start thinking about New York approach up top. And I want them to be 12815. It's not always a frequency that it's going to be, but it's a frequency that is published for most of the time. And now let me kick out the weather.
Republic Airport information.
Okay, so instead of weather, let's see, we need Unicom 12295. Punch that out, and we're back to COM 1. Let me see if I can grab another slice. Alright, let's do some quick mental math. Okay, so here's how fast you travel in a minute. You take this this number here, this GS, and you divide by 60. So we're roughly 240. So it's 4 miles a minute. And here we see we have 26 minutes left. So that's 6 minutes is what I have until I'm down there. 6 minutes enough to grab a slice?
Report them in sight.
Nah, I'm gonna land this thing first. And then I can eat my pizza alone in peace.
Delta 2 Tree 9er have the generic in sight. Climb and maintain flight level 290 Sadia 22. Boston Center Commuter 4254, flight level 280. Commuter 4254 Boston Center radar contact. Continue to Hotel Tango Oscar.
Oh no. No. You know, I was focused on flying the airplane. I should have been focused on, you know, my music selection out here.
Dollar 7 Juliet Bravo contact New York. Approach on 1 tree 4 decimal tree 5.
Okay, so let's start running through the landing checklist, particularly for the approach. I'm not technical. I don't know where all the buttons are. Okay, the checklist is wire, weather, instruments, radios, and everything else. Weather. We have the weather, 1,700 feet, 9 nautical miles of visibility, and the report was at 2300 Zulu, so that is valid for 1 hour. It's 2338. We're good to go on that. We're good to go on both of those. Cool, so we can proceed the approach. Instruments. Okay, for GPS approach, it's pretty straightforward. Just set it up on the GPS, which I had already done even before getting in the airplane. Cool. So now let me zoom in so I'm able to see detail here. Yep, coming down to China. Cool. Okay, cool. So as far as I understand here, instruments are already set up. Radios, well, let's see what we got down here. So from now, yes, so once we get switched over, I'm going to punch us to Republic Airport Tower, which is 1188. Cool. And after that, I should have ground and Unicom, which I see are both down there. Okay, so at least on radio frequencies, it seems like we are probably okay. If not, I can quickly switch it. Cool, and then up next is everything else. Okay, so cool. So we're expecting China here. And what was that? 4 miles a minute. So 3 minutes left. Okay, so China, it will be 210 knots indicated out here, or less. Which, yep, we comply with that. It's 2,000 feet or above, which we will be, and I have 2,000 feet as the desired altitude there. We got that, good to go, and it's going to be magnetic course 236, meaning my track along the ground. My heading will be independent of that. Okay, and then it's going to be a right-hand turn at Tracy down to 1,400 feet and 326 degrees magnetic course. And then intercept the glide slope, which will be electronic. And from there, well, down we go until we see our cues, which pretty much just means we see the runway and a bunch of other stuff, which I'm not going to get into. Down to, at the lowest, 328 feet in the altimeter. If I don't see what I need to see, well, I'm going to go up, runway heading 2,000 feet to a point called Valle, then a right-hand turn, 019er, to Wadir, which these are all GPS points, by the way, so I'll see them on screen. And I'll be able to see them on the screen here. Okay, and it's going to be another right-hand turn to 068 to a point called Pugs. Yeah, that little chime means I'm 1,000 feet away from my altitude. So yeah, I just crossed 3. I'm coming down to 2. Okay, cool. So we're 7 miles out. So again, as we know, that's roughly 2 minutes out. Actually, yeah, the math has to change a little bit because it's 180, so that's closer to 3. So that's 2 minutes and change. Yeah, so same math, it's just ballpark. Slipping. And as you can see, we're in what we call the sauce. It's right in the soup. We call it the soup. Hey, rain effects. Sick. Okay, cool. So now that we're here, let's activate the approach. Multifunction display. Procedures. Activate approach. So what this means, we're telling the computer, hey, we're positively, definitely going down into the airport. So instead of it just being a planned route, now it's actually a planned arrival. And I'm going to begin slowing us down here now that we're getting real close to China. I'm hoping to have my first set of flaps out before I make the turn, which I will deploy at something like 140 knots or so. Yep, there goes the turn indicator. Well, seems like I'll miss it by a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, because we still got Tracy up ahead before we make the big turn for landing. Yep, there goes the left-hand turn, 236. As you guys can see, I still can't see the ground. This is all being done through GPS and the autopilot. I am simply monitoring the system and kind of telling it what to do. I'm bossing it around. I just hope it doesn't use this, you know, to turn against me when the robots rise later with AI. I'm afraid, guys. What's the distance left? Okay, cool. Here comes my first notch of flaps. I'll make sure I have that radio in there. Okay, cool. So we're looking down at the bottom here. It's, let's go up there. What is it? 118.8. Yes. I think the game has a different frequency, but well, who would have thought that a game is a game?
Bravo, you are 11 miles southeast of Republic. Contact Republic Tower on 125.
Yep, there goes different frequency.
On the approach.
Tower on 125.
Okay, that is that right turn onto final, so I now have to start descending.
Republic Tower, Docker, November 277.
1400.
11 miles southeast inbound RNAV runway tree to approach.
Vertical speed coming down.
Docker, November 277, Juliet Bravo, Republic Tower.
And I'll throw my gear.
Clear runway tree to approach. Dock 7 Juliet Bravo.
Oh, it came out of the clouds. Oh, I was hoping to have him lower. I mean, I think you guys were here when I did it. I set the clouds to 500 feet below, but oh well. My runway out there. Yep, there is my final set of flaps coming down. I can see it there, by the way, right here. Okay, cool. Approach mode. So this will intercept the lateral guidance and the vertical guidance. You see here how this is centered. So that's my lateral guidance. I'm waiting for a purple dot to start descending down, and once it intersects the middle here, I'll follow it down. And I'll do the same math I did for this end. So what's my ground speed here? 90 knots, right? So that turns into 900 divided by 2, 450. 450 is the vertical speed, which I'll be able to see here. It'll be a number readout and it'll be indicated as well. And that's going to be what keeps me on a steady, smooth descent towards the runway once I intercept that. And I'll be intercepting it in 3 miles for 2 minutes. Now let's take a look. Was the gas correct? What was it? What did it say initially? 2345, I think is what it said initially. So yeah, that has slipped significantly. Okay, cool. So let's make sure. Yep, my gear is down. Flaps are down. Cool. We're good to go. And it's something like 800 feet. I'll turn off the autopilot. So I'll come down here and I'll press this button. And from there I'll manually land the airplane. Why does me saying manually feel so antiquated? Are airplanes that modern nowadays? Oh, okay, I can see low visibility. I'm seeing like something out there. You know what it might be? I think the cloud cover is just not throughout the area. That's what I'm thinking it is. So some areas have really bad cloud coverage, some don't. Okay, so we have 1 mile left. See? So that's coming down. That is the dot I'm looking at. It's gray because it has not been captured. It'll start flashing, and then it's gonna stop flashing and become a solid color on the middle there.
Clear to
And once the nose comes down, you guys will be able to see the runway straight ahead. I won't even explain runway landing. You guys will know. You'll look forward and you'll know. Yep, there she goes. Solid color. Ooh, ooh, is it in the cloud? That would be awesome. I hope it's shitty. I was kind of hoping it would be. Alright, let me power back a little bit. Because just like your car, when you push the nose down, it's like going downhill. So you'll start to speed up a little bit, so I have to bring power slightly down. Yes, this is actually exactly what I wanted. Shitty weather. Seems like we have a wind from the left here, because look here. You see how my nose is to the left, and I have this green arrow here? That means the wind is pushing me from my left to my right like that. So I have to point my nose into it. And as you can see here, 273 at 10, right? 272 is less than 320. And mommy's hitting the shit out of my doorbell. Okay. Mami, encender la mesa. Okay, gentlemen. Autopilot's coming off. So the nose pitched over. And you have to raise the nose slightly because I see that dot is rising. The dot is telling me where to go, not where I'm at. And I see I have to turn left. Yes, this is beautiful. And 328, sorry, 378 is the lowest I can go before I have to go up. Yes, this is perfect. Oh, beautiful. Now it's just smooth and steady. You see how there's 4 lights on the left? That's telling me my glide slope or my rate of descent. There should be an equal number of reds to whites. More whites means I'm high, more reds means I'm low. I see my required cues, I don't have to go up again. So, on landing here, I have to pull back power some, kick a little bit of right rudder. Actually, I see the wind dying. Because I see my nose went right.
Stall, 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 stall.
$7 Juliet Bravo exit runway when able.
And by the way, ignore the stall. That's for in-flight conditions. Once you're on the ground, it doesn't really matter unless you horribly screw things up. Do I go up again just to show you guys a better landing? Nah. I'll throw my pride out, it's fine.
Exit runway when able. $7 Juliet Bravo, contact ground on 121.6.
Going to 121.6 7 Juliet Bravo.
Ooh. Fuel truck. Am I clear the line? Yes, I am. Oh, what's going on? Is this area closed or something? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe I'd splice in a good landing. Who knows? Well, had fun. And yeah, that's what it's like to land in absolutely dog shit weather conditions.